Hello, it's Raymond, New York Times top 10 best-selling author, and I have here with me a brand new author, Sonia Booth. Show us your book and tell us the name of the book.
How to Reinvent Yourself and Stay Relevant, a book on personal branding.
Wow! So I told you to write the book so you'd be branded, and you wrote a book on branding.
Yes, and I followed your instructions.
Perfect. Well, I have for you an award. This is the Reinvent Yourself Coach Award to Sonia Booth.
Oh.
And I want to ask you some questions.
Okay.
Before you thought of writing a book, what was the difficulty you had in your business? Were you having difficulty getting funding, getting clients, finding prospects? What was it?
For me, the main thing was finding clients who understood my vision and people who would take me seriously, because I was not known as somebody who's an expert in the personal branding field. And so I knew I was entering an industry with the big guns who have plus minus 20 years experience. And this program helped me to take the first step because I did not have the courage to do that, but I did it.
So you entered a brand new industry, and there are giant people in the industry who are well known, and you're not well known, and you didn't have much experience. So why should they take you seriously, and why would they become your client? That was the fears running through your mind, and that was probably the objections in their mind. And then you told them that you had written a book, or that you were writing a book. And what happened? What was the difference in reaction?
One reaction from an industry great in my country, South Africa, who's previously working with Nike, which is obviously a very big brand, somebody I respect greatly. And the minute I asked him to write the shots for my book to use at the back of the book, he said to me, "I didn't know you were an author." And then another industry great, who's a radio host, an award-winning radio host and a businessman who's also mentioned at the back giving the shots, he said to me, "You were a model for 8 years, so how did you write a book?" So
how could someone who's pretty write a book?
You're too kind.
Is that what he meant?
You're very kind. I'm not sure.
What a horrible thing for someone to say to you.
That's precisely that. For me, I think this book has proven that, the whole perception is that models are not supposed to have brains, and this has helped me to be taken seriously because now I'm in a room full of ambitious people right now, and I'd like to think that having a book or saying to people, "I've written a book," will get people to respect me and know that I've got a few brain cells.
So usually, yeah, go ahead. Usually beauty is a great asset for a woman. But what you're saying here is, in some sense, beauty worked against you because they thought, if you're beautiful, you must not be that clever, or you could only do modeling, you couldn't do anything else. And so this book woke them up to the reality that you are a whole person, a clever person. You have far more attributes than just look pretty. And otherwise you would have trouble overcoming that.
Absolutely, it would have been a lot more difficult to get people to listen to me and, like I'm reiterating, to take me seriously.
This is the biggest thing I hear. I've interviewed hundreds and hundreds of my brand new authors, and they often say, "Nobody listened to me." And now they listen to me. They actually come to me for advice. And before, they never cared about my advice. So that's a wonderful miracle. Tell us another one. Do you have another miracle?
The book was only released in South Africa because I arrived yesterday. I released it yesterday. And but by yesterday morning there was another newspaper article, and I'm happy to say a national newspaper put me on the front page.
Wow.
And
Now, hold on a second. I'm not allowed to ask beautiful women how old they are, so we'll just say you're 29. So in 28 years of your life, how often did you get on the front page of a national newspaper when you were out of the country?
Never.
Never. Even though you're gorgeous and you're a model, it never happened. Suddenly you write a book and you get all kinds of publicity, even when you're not even there to orchestrate it.
It's a beautiful feeling, and it wasn't page 3. That's the main thing.
Well, you know, when I offered you this idea, this program, I said you'll stop bashing your head against the wall and money will come to you, publicity will come to you, media will come to you, and maybe you said to yourself, I hope so. He said it, and so I hope it's true, or maybe it's true for other people, I hope it's true for me, but then when it actually happens to you, what's that feeling?
No, it's surreal. It still is. I mean, still standing here next to you, as intimidating as it is. For me, it's a different story looking at your story on the screen, but to actually experience it yourself and do it for yourself, that for me is better than anything. I mean, obviously what you've done for yourself and your family, but this I've done for myself, and
yes.
It's a great feeling.
Wow. Congratulations. One last comment that you'd like to make to my listeners around the world and in this audience?
If you want to be taken seriously, if you want to take your career to your next level, if you want to elevate your brand and yourself, you need to get yourself involved in the 10-10-10 program. Very easy. The action guide is self-explanatory. Anybody can do it. Brand yourself. It's important.
Thank you.